Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new home of the Driving Talk podcast. Still here at Sandown Motorsport Towers, but the motorsport division of the Sandown Group and Sandown Coachworks has moved down the road. So, Scott, you've been busy. Pull the mic a bit closer. You'll see we've got some new cameras that we're filming from, and we've got some new microphones as well. So we're looking well. Thank you very much to Race Tapes for that. And we're going to be in some new clobber as well. But it's been busy on the motorsport front. We're filming this on a Wednesday night. There's a bit of NASCAR going on at the moment. Yep. And it's Shiraz Khan, by the way. What an episode. That was brilliant. It was good to listen back to that episode. What a guy he is. Abu Dhabi 6 hour, just hearing about his journey, going from humble beginnings up to, he's racing at the Abu Dhabi 6 hours. This won't be the last we hear from Shiraz Khan. I'm telling you that now. He's only done 3 years. He's done a lot in those 3 years as well. His story's brilliant. Such a great guy to talk to as well. So, yeah, I enjoyed that one a lot. I've listened to it twice already. Have you? Yeah. It's been good fun. It's that enjoyable. I tell you what I have been watching, though, the WRC. Yeah. What a Monte Carlo. Well, I mean, obviously, 2 weeks ago, it was we're going back a couple of weeks now, and we're actually getting ready for Rally Sweden in a few weeks. There's also been the Lapland Rally. Oliver Solberg. Man is on fire. That was 3 stages in, and he's 30 seconds ahead. Toyota are absolutely up there, but I was absolutely crestfallen for John Armstrong at the end. You rang me, didn't you, and had the little... Yeah, I just sent you a message like, last day, John Armstrong's off. Mm-hmm. That's it, rally done. But I think, to be honest, and there was a few people, I think Motorsport Woking on TikTok put something up and just sort of said the winners and the losers. I said, look, and I put the comment up there, and I think straight away he was saying John Armstrong has announced himself on the World Rally Championship scene. Mm-hmm. It won't be the last we hear, or at least we hope it's not the last. But did you hear the weird stat that's involved with the Ford World Rally team? That was the first time they haven't got any points in a World Rally since like the early 2000s. I think it's something silly like 2005, 2003, something like that. That's mad. It's ended a proper pointsy streak. That is a streak. I mean, Tom Ingram would be really pleased with that. Pointsy. Very pointsy. So let's see what happens. I'm gutted. I'm gutted for him. I think Ford, they probably, dare I say, they won't have the resources of Toyota and Hyundai, certainly in the rally side, because Ford won't be putting all their eggs in the rally basket. They're everywhere. Yeah. They're preparing for hypercar. They're preparing for Formula One. They're preparing for. Oh, they're in Formula One now. They're in Formula One now. Yeah, they've got the wet belt in the Red Bull. They've also done something very clever. Yeah. Very clever, which we'll get onto in a minute, because them and Mercedes have bucked the trend, got ahead of the game on that one. It's very clever. Yeah, is that the bit where we go on to the Formula One testing? Uh-huh. A lot been going on there, hasn't there? Yes, indeed. It's been good. It's meant to be behind closed doors, but all private. But, no, times have been released, haven't they? We found out Williams finally got out eventually. What is going on with Williams? I just think they're so far behind. Overweight car. But this is failed crash testing. Well, this was the thing. This was meant to be the plan. This is meant to be James Vowles comes in, cleans up the team, does what he needs to do. First step, get the car ready. Now, obviously, all of this is conjecture. We don't know what is going to happen until the cars turn a wheel at Melbourne. Not Melbourne, Bahrain. We do not know what pace the cars are at, because there'll be teams sandbagging. Yeah, 100%, without a shadow of a doubt. And I think, they're bucking the trend with, obviously, Ferrari bucking the trend with some competitive times. I think Lewis... I may need to eat my words from a previous podcast saying Ferrari would be nowhere. Seems like Lewis is really enjoying that car. Yeah, but let's see. Yeah. I don't know, Scott. I don't know. It's something for me that as soon as the worrying trends came out of Williams, cars 20, 30 kilograms overweight, failed the crash testing. They're not the only ones overweight. No, they're not. But this has happened. The only time I can remember this happening before, which was when Paddy Lowe was in charge, and you had the embarrassing moment where you had the images of Claire Williams having to go from the factory in her personal transport delivering parts to the track, that is not a good.
No, definitely not.
It's not a good look.
So like Williams, not for anyone in Formula One. You'd expect it from someone like maybe Cadillac this year, but they're there. They're testing. They're not lighting anything on fire, but they're there, being professional about it. So it's slightly worrying, and it took them so long as well not to release their livery as well, which is very Benetton, in my opinion, the way it looks.
What, with the Barclays on it?
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot, actually.
Yeah, it does look good. But they've kept the Duracell at the top.
Yeah, which is wicked.
I'm glad they did that.
They did a good job on that. They did a good job. But I'm hoping that they'll work tirelessly anyway. They'll work tirelessly anyway. I just hope they don't fall to the back of the grid after such a big upturn last year.
I'm wondering if maybe they decided to push some resource towards the team last year when they started getting good results to get the extra financial.
Yeah, it's a very, very, very big possibility on that one. And they've definitely got the sponsors. If you look from sort of 3-4 years ago, a lot of sponsors. It's a very McLaren-esque upturn in terms of sponsorship when you look back as well. Not a lot of sponsors.
James Vowles is clearly, as well as that, he's got the commercial.
Oh, I think he's doing a fantastic job, to be honest. It obviously benefits him as well because he can go racing himself, which is a bit of a... He's a lot like Toto, in my opinion.
He is a bit, isn't he?
Sorry, you can hear our neighbours firing up the...
you can hear race cars in the background because there's actually next door there is another race car workshop like over the other side of the courtyard, which is quite good. So they're just putting their cars away.
Yeah.
But we kind of look at F1 testing and everyone gets rolled up and everyone's like, oh my God, look. But like I said, we don't know what's going to happen until Bahrain. I just hope to God we are completely wrong. I want to see Williams win a race this year.
I don't think they will.
For someone listening.
It'd be fantastic to see, but I don't think they will. I think they're going to be... If we went off pre-season testing, we're looking at McLaren being up there again, which is kind of what we expected. To be honest with you, Mercedes are strong. Really strong.
Contend for a championship strong?
Definitely. I think George Russell might be able to do it. Possibly. I think he's good enough, to be honest with him. But that car, Mercedes have been very clever. Mercedes and Red Bull have been extremely clever in the way they've done their pistons.
Is that the
so
new
they've
thing?
3D printed. They've jumped the gun. The other teams can protest it what they want. They've just been clever.
Okay.
And they've 3D printed their pistons. And this contains veins within the piston. So when it expands, it increases the compression ratio from 16 to 1 to 18 to 1.
Right.
Because it's tested.
That's some clever...
It's tested at ambient temperature, 20 degrees, engine off. So these things rev at 12,000 RPM.
So when they get hot, it
expands, increases the compression ratio and power.
3D printing pistons.
3D printing pistons. Ford have done it. Ford and Red Bull, powertrains, and Mercedes-Benz. How clever is that? We're now in the age of 3D.
We are now in the age of 3D printing car parts. Good Lord.
Mega. So clever.
But how long before that technology becomes mainstream?
Not long, I don't think. I think if you look, I know Rick Wood's been able to 3D print car parts before.
Yeah.
And proper aluminium. So if we've been looking at it from not Formula One, I think we're 10 years away from it becoming the norm, to be honest. I'm not going to say it's going to be cheap.
No, it won't be.
But
for supercar makers and such as well, more 100%. Prestige brands for the aftermarket, car aftermarket market as well.
The problem is then, as we talk about the motorsport, if you look at, say, a C1 3-cylinder engine, and you can 3D print a piston, that will increase its compression ratio.
That becomes a problem.
This becomes a problem. So then you're going to have to, it's in the rule book, but then how do you check it without doing a strip? They go, this is a different problem now. There's something that I think people, if it's getting into Formula One now, within 10 years, we're going to have it in the lower echelons of motorsport.
How long before we have an international series like touring cars? Pretty soon.
4 years.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think so. But this way, people like Swindon are going to be on the ball, to be honest with you. And they're probably already messing around with it now. So, yeah, I think...
And M Sport do some engines, mount tune. Yeah, so it's on the horizon.
I definitely think it's on the horizon. It's going to happen. And as long as... I think it's probably... I don't know, because the manufacturer of pistons is supposed to have been around so long, then you can do it cheaply. But 3D printing, it gives you, there's so many prospects now. You can fully customize and think about how you're going to design your pistons and engine internals. There's just some really trick stuff coming out.
You can 3D print houses. I know that much with big concrete printers. How long before you could 3D print a car, do you reckon?
Not sure on that one.
But you think for a manufacturer, we're going deep here. Right? For a manufacturer, if you're
fully 3D printing a car,
mass producing,
you could test it. Just depends if it gets through crash testing. If it goes through crash testing,
that'll be the big thing.
But there'd be a 3D printed out plastic as well. 3D printed wings and things like that.
Yeah, which is
people that have 3D printed cars already.
Yeah,
cars with 3D printed body kits. You go on YouTube, there's loads of people that have done it.
Yeah,
it's clever. Very clever.
There's people now in UK Club Motorsport that are 3D printing stuff for the dash and pods and stuff like that. Yeah, I want a 3D printer pod for the. I need to speak to you about that anyway, but I want a 3D printer pod for the dash to go in and stuff like that. So little things like that, little nubbins that are already working their way in. But now we've just gone big with engines. What else has stood out for you in the F1 world?
Adrian Newey's brought back the Viking horns on the Aston, which he last had 20 years ago on the McLaren.
We did say the cars are very near 2000s.
Yeah, we did.
So is that maybe a bit nostalgic, or can he see some value in that?
I mean, no other team has done it, and that in terms of it, that would mean that his rear aero is very complex, which wouldn't be unheard of for a newly designed car.
Well, no. He's been pushing those boundaries for 30 odd years.
Yeah, exactly. So, and unless it was just something they brought back for testing, they wanted to see whether it works or doesn't work. Who knows? But that's what came out when the last time we saw them was on a McLaren 20 years ago. So that's pretty cool. The aero looked pretty awesome.
Yeah, it does.
It's clever.
So Aston near the front, are they at that mark yet, or are we still 1 or 2 years off?
Yeah, I think we've got another year. I'll be honest with you, I think we've got a year.
And is that a year with the same drivers? Because I can see Aston Martin getting to the front. Fernando Alonso's like, 42, 43 now?
He's still quick. I think I've said this before, I can't see Lawrence Stroll staying.
No, not in light of what's appeared in some certain...
That's Lawrence. That's his dad.
Yeah, there's some...
And then don't forget, Aston Martin today have looking to make redundancies to 20% of their workforce globally. So
all of a sudden, it's
looking like the powerhouse they were.
No. So the games are changing a little bit. And
less Chelsea, more Cheltenham.
Yeah, I mentioned, are we still talking in terms of football?
Yeah.
I thought you were comparing the horse race to the football club, yeah. But obviously the Epstein files is going on at the moment, and Lawrence Stroll features quite a bit in them, apparently. Well, we don't. Yes, I'm very glad to tell you that the Driving Talk podcast does not feature in the Epstein files. But Lawrence Stroll does. So how does that affect him in Aston Martin? Because the board could effectively vote to go, right, you go.
Yeah, they could. Just depends whether he takes, he's the money. So if that happened, I think Aston Martin would fold as a brand. It's pretty massive. But yeah, I'm not sure on that. Alpine did a lot of mileage. Day 5, they pumped in over 160 laps. Pierre Gasly. That's good.
It's good. Is that almost them trying to do some race pace testing?
Yeah, but it could very well be. It could very, very well be. You never know what's going to happen with them. They're going to be bored by someone else. They're going to be. You never know.
Well, there was the rumour with the consortium coming in another consortium that Christian Horner was involved. He was at the European Motor Show recently out in Ireland, and basically said, it's very flattering to get sort of linked to all these teams. The only one I haven't been linked with is Red Bull, and everyone, yeah.
I'm surprised he's not in the Epstein files.
He's too busy on WhatsApp doing other things. The way he took Red Bull forward, I admire him for. From when he first came in.
You can't fault him for that. I think he maybe lasted too long. He got too arrogant.
Yeah.
I'm untouchable, basically. And there's a point where you need to step aside, I think, for the good of what you've built.
Yeah.
In order to preserve your own legacy. I think he just hung on. And then he should have... Did he think he could ride the storm out with what came out.
The WhatsApp files, yeah.
Probably. Whereas he could have stepped away and that could have come afterwards.
Mentioning the Chris Harris podcast, the fact that there is a podcast titled Cock or Finger because of Christian Horner. And
that's just what you like to do at weekend, though.
Not quite, but
you're a fan of chicken and fish fingers.
Yeah. But the fact that the sort of furore it caused, and then the fact that nothing did get done about it, but it almost took Helmut Marko. Obviously, Matisic died. Then there was a power struggle. Yeah. Marko's gone. Christian's gone. You made your feelings known about Helmut Marko the last time he went. You can't deny what they've done with Red Bull up to this point.
And the drivers they brought in and the branding they brought in, and they made Formula One popular again.
Yes.
With the certain crowds, and Red Bull do a great thing with their market, and it's nothing against Red Bull. It's just I think Christian Horner's a sleaze bag, and Helmut Marko's a knob. That's my opinion.
Don't sit on the fence, Scott.
No, I sit on the fence, but that's my opinion of them. I'm not the biggest fan of Red Bull, but what they've done, I mean, they got Max Verstappen in. Don't particularly like him as a driver, but he's a fantastic driver.
You can't deny that he will. Well, I think he already is up there in the pantheon of the greats.
Oh, he's up there. And this brings me on to something that's really grinds my gears.
Tell him, Scott.
This whole thing with this coming out and all these, it's just clickbait crap. The picture of Senna, Schumacher.
Oh, they put the picture up. They're doing it in football as well.
Every single one is Lewis Hamilton. This really is getting under my skin.
Right.
And why do you think they put Lewis there? Because Lewis is the fucking best.
Yeah,
right? Seven times should be 8. And who's got to sit
and that's
down
why they're ramping up the 2021 vibe again.
Who's got to move for him to sit down, or who's got to take their picture off? You don't. You had another one.
You do.
If you've got to share a seat, you put Max in there because they're all the greats.
Yeah.
It's just clickbait crap. It's rubbish. Lewis and Max is fantastic. Senna fantastic. Schumacher fantastic.
I think in the pantheon of the greats, there is 3 that are the greatest, and that is Hamilton, Schumacher, and Senna.
Yep. I'll go with you on that. We've had some fantastic, but Prost is there as well. You and Prost, Niki Lauda, fantastic, phenomenal. All different in their own right, but
Jim Clark.
Oh my God, Jim Clark.
Yeah.
So they don't have to sit down. All Max has done is announce himself, and he's basically cemented himself as one of the greats in Formula One. And when he comes out of Formula One and he does race Le Mans, he's also going to. The guy's just fucking unreal fast. I don't like the way he's raced Lewis. Yeah, I keep telling you this, but
no. But then but back in the day, no one liked the way Schumacher raced Hill.
I know, and I agree with him. When you look back, you think, what an arse. But actually, you admire him.
Because it was that ruthless.
Senna was similar. There was no compromise. And the greats have no compromise. You can be a nice champion. This is what I said about Lando. Lando's a nice champion.
Like Damon Hill.
But you had to be edgy. You had to find the needle to win. Same as Damon.
Yep.
When you read Damon's book, he talks about it and has to do it.
Yep.
Which is a big milestone this year.
Yeah.
30 years. Which is going to be at Goodwood.
Yes.
Big one at Goodwood. And his local is Guildford, so.
Good.
We love it. But yeah, that's my opinion. You don't need to make anyone move. Just Max is there. I think if Red Bull get the ball rolling, they get Ferrari rolling with Lewis. Red Bull get it.
I hope. Well, we said it a few weeks ago. If Ferrari fuck it up this year, it won't be. I think both those drivers will be gone by the year.
Oh yeah, I agree with you on that. They're not going to struggle to fill those seats. Ollie Behrman will take one. I can guarantee you that much.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll struggle. I think Carlos Sainz would go back.
You reckon?
Yeah, I do.
Honestly, he's getting a bit old now.
Doesn't matter. The he's class.
He is class, but would Ferrari? I can. Okay, we could.
You got to remember, this is not a younger. Ferrari would take the older driver. Look, they've taken Lewis.
Yeah, but Lewis is going there as a 7-time world champion.
He is, and Carlos should have won. They shouldn't. I'll be honest with you. I'd have loved Lewis to stay at Mercedes and Carlos to stay at Ferrari. I think it would have been better for the championship because I think Carlos would have pushed Charles even further. To be honest with you, and
I think you're on the money there.
I think Lewis would have done a fantastic job. No offense to Kimi Antonelli at all, because he's a brilliant talent, but Lewis, different level.
Different gravy.
Different gravy. So those races where the car was good, Lewis has that extra 20% to take that car further and push George on. I think George has definitely benefited from having Lewis as a teammate.
Yeah, I think, real talk, this year, can Mercedes do it? Can George do it?
Yeah, I generally do.
We're only going from early testing, but can George do it?
Yeah, I think if they get the cars right, yeah. I think George can win races, and he can win races well. He can.
Yeah.
The one that was taken away from him at Spa, that was a fantastic race he drove. That one. So I think he's got it, and he's ready. He needs to now just get it over the line. I think he'll take solace in Lando being able to do it. If McLaren are fast, just watch out for Piastri, because he's rapid.
But the politics. We still can't get away from the fact that at one point last year, Piastri had almost a 2-race win lead over everyone else, and somehow something changed in that team. I don't care what anyone says. There's always going to be bias. I was listening to the Apex Hunters podcast, Adrian Burgess on there, ex McLaren, and he went and he now runs Team 18 and V8 supercars, and he's won championships and all sorts. But he said he had the banter back and forth, and obviously Piastri, Zach Brown and Lando aren't very popular in Australia now because of last year. And can McLaren manage that again this year without any issues? Because
no, there's going to be issues. 100% there's going to be issues. If you think there's not, of course there's going to be issues. You're fighting for a driver's.
You can't afford there to be issues. If you've got Mercedes coming up with a very red-hot George Russell,
have to do a better job than what they did last year in managing these issues.
Yeah. Otherwise, they'll go.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would just be catastrophic, and you end up with having a Mark and a Sebide thing. That's my opinion. You've got to manage that issue. You've got to have a cut-off point where.
But the difference being, the Mark and the Seb issue was happening when Vettel was still winning championships. This could cost it to a point where Verstappen will sneak in there and nick one, or George Russell.
Yeah.
Or Lewis or Charles Leclerc.
Exactly. They can't afford. They don't have the gap that they had last year. It's just not there. So I think after the first 6 races, you've got to look at it and go, I think this drive is going to be, we've got to put our eggs in this basket. If the gap closes because things out of their control change, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But you need to leave the politics out of it, and they both need to get on board with the team needs to win this, constructors first, team first, papaya rules.
Yeah.
And the drivers' championship is second. If you guys want to keep yourself in the hunt before that, then do it. But other than that, team first. You just need to nail it home. I'll be honest with you, I think Piastri will see out his contract and move on anyway.
Okay. Where to? Ferrari?
Yeah.
Ferrari.
Honestly, I think he'll go Ferrari.
Wow. I don't think we've ever seen an Australian at Ferrari, have we?
Nope.
No? That'd be quite interesting dynamic, walking in Thomas and shorts to Maranello. British touring cars, 70-odd days. It's literally.
It's nothing. Oh, apart from PMR, I've got a new HQ.
Yep. Aaron
Taylor Smith said we're all working hard.
Yep. That's about it.
Yeah.
There's bits going on. The problem is people keep posting up. The Plato racing thing has been rumbling on for so long now. I mean, we're now in February.
The last good bit of news we had was when he said he was bringing the CLA out, was it?
Yeah, and that was probably about a month ago now.
And the funniest thing, let's be honest, was Jason firing back on. He's been quite funny on Twitter with people asking, "Are you coming back in the car?" He's quite blunt with his responses and funny, which you'll get with JP. But apart from that, there has been very, very little on the terms of the British touring cars. It's been a bit disappointing.
I think there's been rumblings. There was a few things I did see on socials. We don't know if this is the case yet, but there are potentially some HMRC issues, let's say.
I'll say it, I don't mind.
Unlimited Motorsport.
Yeah.
It looked like there was potentially some HMRC rumblings again, some stuff listed on Company's House, maybe some delicate restructuring, shall I put it?
That's a very, very delicate way of putting it.
It's, I don't want to say it in a disrespectful way. Are we seeing another team hard situation rumbling?
We are. Do you know what? There's a lot of things associated with Team Hard, and this is included sponsors as well, because there's a certain sponsor that's done exactly the same thing, rebranded.
Yes,
Knowing a lot of money. They've rebranded completely, which they were associated with Team Hard. It just seems that Team Hard is a completely poisoned chalice.
Yeah.
Anything associated there comes across as wrong. I could be wrong, I could be pointed, but I'm looking at it. So if anyone knows any different, just
the thing is, it's opinion at the end of the day. But
yeah, we only get what's released to us. I mean, we might be putting 2 and 2 together and making 5.
Yeah.
So, but it just seems.
But if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck,
yeah, fuck a duck.
It's because, and I asked this properly. Should there be a fit and proper? I mean, there's supposed to be one in football, and it doesn't work very well.
Depends how big the envelope is.
A fit and proper persons check.
Yeah.
Which we see in football, but so many times. I mean, we've seen it recently with Sheffield Wednesday. We've seen it with my hometown club, Reading. You know, having to get their owner out.
Yeah.
Bills weren't getting paid. You know, to a point where the EFL stepped in and was like, "Look, we're going to have to fold this club until."
Mm-hmm.
Should it be? I mean, I know I did. Again, you get this relationship, you get this information from other people. Sorry, my microphone's just dropping away from me. They're quite heavy, these new mics. They're quite
chunky.
Quite chunky. There's the information that I was kind of told must have been more than 5, 10. Well, blimey, COVID was 5 years ago. It was probably way before that. TOCA had to bring a law in or bring a rule in their sporting regulations about money owed to vendors. I assume people like Cosworth and body part people and people within the TOCA sort of, you buy these bits, like break people and stuff. Like that, And I think it was if you earned a certain amount of money or owed a certain amount of money to these vendors and it was over a certain limit, you didn't go racing. You know, it's been told to me over the years there were certain touring car teams of old that owed money to Cosworth. So before a practice session, Cosworth went to all the cars, took the ECUs out until a bill was paid.
Yeah,
which had to be paid by one of the drivers' like fathers,
so he could race. Yeah,
so he could race a family member. That's ludicrous.
But it's not unheard of, and it's not unheard of. This has been happening for years and years and years and years and years. Yeah. And but it goes down to this thing again. But
motorsport will always have that problem with dirt. I mean, the Vic Lee thing way back.
It's not just about getting money as such. I think motorsport's just so bloody expensive, as we know, and we do it because we love it. There are times when you need to pay certain bills, and you are racing on a shoestring. You are doing it by chance, and you're just. Some teams and drivers are racing race by race by race by race by race. Mm-hmm. In a big championship like British touring cars.
Yes.
The same as we rate in the club motorsport.
Yeah.
They just do it on a bigger scale where the bills are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times high. So,
and I get that, but a lot of the time it would seem that it's actually the teams that are still owing the money. So they're taking the money that's been brought in from drivers.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're saying.
Not getting enough to pay the bills.
So they're not distributing what. So they've obviously got a bit like what we touched on with Shiraz. You charge a driver $300,000.
Yeah.
You know how much your team you should budget. I know they do. How much it's going to cost, and you know how much it's going to cost.
And you look at in something like touring cars, you're looking at engine hire, entry fees,
all of it,
mechanics, all the stuff like that. They've got to have certain things in place.
And they do. I know some of them do driver package, damage package, but most of it damage isn't covered. Mm-hmm. And then if you want extra hospitality tickets and things like that, the driver has to pay for that.
Yeah.
So all of these things, they're not giving anything away for free.
Yeah.
Essentially. So these guys, where's this money going? That's going missing, essentially, because we've seen it quite a lot. Even teams that are still in the British touring cars and very successful teams, things are going on different cars, and he's got that, and this driver's paid for that. Nick Houston will happily come on and sit here and tell you whatever, maybe with the cameras off, but
yeah,
he's had a similar thing.
But I think he's potentially going through court for some of those issues.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and it's not unheard of. It's been heard of for years. As long as I've been watching touring cars, I've been on the satellite of it. I've heard about these things, so it's not new, and I don't think it's going to go away. It's just not nice. Unfortunately,
no.
Because people I get it. There's unexpected bills. Racing is, you don't make loads of money off racing. It looks glamorous and lovely, but everyone knows we make it look better than it is. It's really, really hard.
And the politics in the background is unreal.
Yeah. Honestly, it's just, I mean, what did Ron Dennis call for F1? The Piranha Club.
Yeah.
This, like that, but the piranhas are tiny, but we're still fighting in small piranha pools.
Yeah.
It's just, unfortunately, the way motorsport is. Motorsport's a small pool. But
and at the moment, they're all fighting for a select bunch of
because it's
sponsors.
It's so expensive.
And it's difficult to bring new sponsorship into motorsport, isn't it?
It's so hard. It's so hard. It's not just the sticker on the car anymore, as we've said.
Oh no, it's the engagement.
Yeah, it's everything that goes along with it. What you can bring, the brand awareness, the value. It's just extremely hard to do. And companies are struggling as much as we are. Maybe some of the other ones, like British Gas, with their massive profits. They're not going to invest in motorsport. They want to pay their shareholders.
Yeah.
So I had this discussion the other day with a young driver, and we were talking about sponsorship. And as I said to them, you need to find someone that is as passionate about motorsport as you are.
Yep.
And is in the privileged position
that they can do it.
The way they can do
and
it. That's where most of, even back, things like Marlboro, passionate about motorsport.
Yeah.
So,
well, to be fair, we probably, the one nowadays is probably the energy drinks, because Monster, Red Bull, Monster, they do the big motorsport engagements, and you've seen the other little energy drink brands sort of pop up every now and again, and in Rich Energy's case, not pay any money and then bugger off again.
Yeah.
But so, albeit not on a bigger scale as the tobacco manufacturers were back in the day, but you would listen to some of the drivers' tales of old where they would approach Philip Morris, Marlboro sort of head group. And I think at one point, if they wore a patch on their suit, they were paying £500 towards their budget. They would pay that, no problem at all. But Marlboro had the money
to do it. You don't get that anymore. You just don't get it. It's just so incredibly hard.
Yeah.
So incredibly hard. And to find someone that would associate you with your brand, and then just that everything that goes along with it is no longer done on a handshake. For the most part. I've been lucky. I've had sponsors that's probably you have that have been done on a handshake.
Yeah.
But for the most time, there's a lot of effort. Aaron Taylor-Smith is very, very good at doing this.
Yes.
He works extremely hard. You can't knock him for that. You can knock him from other stuff, but not for getting the sponsors, I suppose. The way he goes about it sometimes isn't legitimate, but he works bloody hard to get the sponsors he does get, because you have to. There's no other way of doing it.
Yeah.
You've just got to be likeable, personable, fit within the brand. There was a little thing I saw the other day, a little cartoon that was basically like a load of concrete steps, and then you have talented driver trying to climb these steps.
Mm-hmm.
Rich driver, and the steps are made of money. It's just easy, which is unfortunately
that is motorsport. True. But I get that there'll be probably people watching and listening going, "You morons! That's always how motorsport has been." I get that.
We do get it.
Motorsport is very expensive, and you need money to pay for it. But it still breaks my heart that talented driver. You could have a talented. To me, Paul O'Neill is a prime example. Mm-hmm. Is a prime example. He didn't want to use his sister's wealth to get to the very top, and
Hamilton.
And they've worked hard in other ways, and I wanted to see Paul O'Neill win the British Touring Car Championship, and I want to see drivers go and win the championship that have been talented enough to sort of get there.
And we're not saying as well that the drivers with money aren't talented. That's not true.
No.
Some of them are. Completely are. It's so fucking frustrating that even the guys that can actually afford it, and then they go and find the sponsors because of their connections.
Yes.
They're there, and it's really like...
Which again is fair enough, not knocking that. They've got the connections and they're working hard to get onto the grid. But unfortunately,
we know
there's always going to be a class problem with motorsport.
We are, and Shiraz hit on it the other day. In the pod, there is a slight class problem within motorsport.
Yeah, a guy that...
It seems to be getting bigger, but not shrinking.
Yeah, someone that grew up on a council estate is probably less likely to go and race in
100%, mate. 100%.
You know,
Yeah.
so.
And it's so bloody expensive to go to motorsports.
And bloody hell, we could touch on that in a moment. I think it's time for a break.
Yeah, little quick one.
A little coffee break. Back after this.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe on all social media platforms.
And don't forget to like and subscribe on the likes of Spotify and YouTube. Subscribe to listen to us for new content coming up wherever you can.
And welcome back. So we've covered Formula One pre-season testing.
Yeah.
A little bit of WRC. I did enjoy the Monty. I cannot stress how much I enjoyed the Monty.
Monty was brilliant.
It was such a good rally. And Galway was on as well, a bit of Irish tarmac rallying, but a bit of news that has come out. Ireland are looking for government support once again to get the WRC to Ireland.
That'd be brilliant.
The one thing that I would implore Motorsport UK, if someone from Motorsport UK was listening to this, please reach out to Motorsport Ireland and go, let's do a joint one. Let's do a Rally GB in Ireland rally, a massive world rally, because they've done the Central European rally.
Yeah.
If you can't get Rally GB over here and you're struggling to get Ireland over here, join forces, get something over here.
Just anything.
If it means, we've got a reasonable ferry system. I was going to say wonderful, but nah. But, we've got a ferry system over here. Let's do some stages in Wales and then you go over to Ireland, or stages in Ireland and then you go over to Wales. Do something, for God's sake.
Yeah.
It's disappointing not having a rally in the UK or Ireland when you've got Josh McCurlin, John Armstrong with heavy Motorsport Ireland backing. You've got Elvin Evans, for Christ's sake, who, after finishing second behind Oliver Solberg at the Monty, with a British co-driver, may I add, it just really irks me that Rally GB is no longer happening and hasn't done for years. Yeah. And Motorsport UK, I know Dave Richards has come out and everyone has come out and said, well, the problem is the insurance and stuff like that. Surely you can work a way around it. If other countries can do it, why the hell can't we?
I know they say about insurance, but we still have the Isle of Man TT. If we can work insurance out for that, we can work insurance out for GB. Let's be honest.
Yeah. And what a rally the Manx International is. We could just go to the Isle of Man.
We could.
And call that Rally GB.
We could go to the Isle of Widget this weekend. There's rallying on in the Isle of Wight this weekend.
There is. There's been rallying going on in Galway, which was great, seeing Callum Devine win that. Some good R5 rallying. Mm-hmm. We obviously had the Brands Hatch stages, which we spoke about last time.
We did indeed. There was a bit of rallying in Spain this week as well. My brother-in-law was there.
Yeah, so there's lots. The motorsport season is starting to kick off into full speed.
Indeed it has.
Daytona, the 24. What did you think?
I quite enjoyed it, apart from the
6 hours.
Mind-numbingly boring yellow flag, which just, like I said, it wasn't quite rain, but we had fog this time. Just to really...
We did. But then what it did do was it effectively turned the last few laps into just a manic sprint race.
Oh, yeah, like 170 mile an hour sideways on the banking. Fantastic.
And the two GT cars just knocking panels side by side on the back. Oh,
absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely fantastic.
And Porsche won again.
Yeah. And it's a shame that
Jack Aitken did do a brilliant in that Cadillac.
He did. And again, best of British, getting up there. It's a shame that Porsche Penske aren't in the World Endurance Championship anymore. The World Endurance Championship is poorer without Porsche Penske in it. Let's see. They'll probably win IMSA this year.
Yeah, I think so.
It's poised. Speaking of Penske, I did see Roger paid a trip to go and see the orange muffin at the White House. For, and I quote, because he owns IndyCar, the Freedom 250.
Oh, yes, that.
That Donald Trump's going to win.
Yeah.
He's going to present himself with the trophy.
Escalade, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to present himself with the trophy.
I'm very happy with my win.
I'm very happy. I'm gonna win them all. Half the drivers are not Americans, so I'm gonna get iced in and deport them. And I'm gonna award the trophy to myself for peace. Like that, yeah?
A little bit. We're not political here, though.
No, we're not. Oh, I just can't stand that guy, honestly. What a cock. He's just ruining this world. But the fact that, and I saw there was the letter that went out from Roger Penske, and it's sort of thanking him for doing the Freedom 250 and stuff like that. Just, it's a bit cringe. Why do you need a street race around Washington, round near the White House? Why do you need that?
You just die on.
Utilize more of America's tracks.
Yeah.
That's what they are there for.
Yeah, and it'll bring investment into those tracks as well and bring them up to scratch.
But I suppose the street circuits do add something to it, but you can have too much of one thing. I don't know.
This is what NASCAR have decided this week, haven't they?
Yeah.
We've lost. So
Basically, no. I'm going to stop you there. They hate SVG.
No, they don't.
They hate SVG. They don't want him to win on the road courses. The Kiwi comes over, beats them all because it's more than turning left, and the American drivers don't like it. And it's like, what's this Kiwi guy doing turning left and right? This is not right.
Me and you don't share opinions on this.
Okay. Go on, Scott. Go and defend your friends.
It's nothing about that. It's nothing about that at all. It's
No, in all seriousness.
Just a few too many road courses. And all they've done is effectively, we're not doing the Roval at Charlotte. We're back to all 3 races are now going to be at the Oval at Charlotte. So we've just lost those. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. It will still. I think it will still change. Not this year. Maybe next year we might get another road course. Maybe they're doing the Freedom 2 350 for the NASCAR. You never know.
Maybe.
You never know.
We'll see what happens. I still can believe that
He
one.
can collect his trophy out the front of the White House.
Yeah, and then give it straight to Donald Trump. What happens though when SVG starts winning on ovals?
He'll win the championship.
Yeah, it's got to happen.
If he does, if he can get over the line right at the end. Yeah, I think he's there for a long time, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I don't see him not being competitive, to be honest with you.
No, I don't think so either. I still miss him in supercars, but yeah, he's got to go and do it. So, he wasn't overly looking to go and do NASCAR, but he had the Chicago race, went and won it, and thought, oh, actually, I can cut a career out here, and the rest is history. So
Played extremely well.
yeah, certainly. I mean, supercars. Don't get me wrong. Supercars isn't the poor man's game, but let's see, eh?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we'll see how he does in the Clash. I'm interested because the Clash is on.
Yeah.
So obviously their quality 4-minute quali, and then heat race.
What do you think?
Then the big show. But it's at the Bowman Goes little quarter mile oval, which is quite cool. Really short, proper short track. A Wednesday night NASCAR Big Boys win is quite cool.
With historical significance.
Yes. So I must admit, I did used to like watching it when they had the Clash at Daytona. I understand why they moved it away because there's just too much damage. But the Clash and then the whole Speed Weeks thing up to Daytona 500, that's, wicked. But I do get it.
Are you still... Well, who's going to win the Daytona 500?
Denny.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to go there and say that.
And he's going to win the NASCAR this year? He's going to win it?
No.
No?
I don't think he'll win the championship.
Who?
I'd like to see Carl Larson do it again. I'm a Larson fan. But, don't know, whoever can put a run together.
Yeah.
There's loads of really, really top class drivers in that championship. So, yeah, I'd like to see Larson win it again just because I like Larson.
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, he's class. He can turn his hand to anything, chuck him in a sprint car. Apart from an Indy car, he just drive. Bless him.
It's single-seater racing. It's
Indy as well. It's completely different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the fact that, F1 drivers go over now and struggle. Roman Grosjean isn't setting the world alight going over there. Marcus Ericsson is doing okay, but isn't setting the world alight going over there. And
no, Fernando did a great job, but Fernando's an anomaly. Didn't he when he went over and done the Indy 500?
Yeah.
So, but he's an anomaly.
He definitely is.
Different kind of fish.
Something like that. So what else out in the motorsport world has sort of been intriguing you?
Oh, not too much, really, because I've been busy with my move. But trying to keep a track on what's going on, mainly the F1 testing and what's going on with NASCAR. And you've been keeping me up to date with WRC. TCC, obviously, it's been a bit.
It's just been so slow. I mean, even the support stuff. I did get a bit of news the other day. First of all, they're going to come on the show. So Tom Ovenden, JCW mini champion, is going to come onto the show. And I was having a chat with him and his dad at the Modified Fords Awards too, which was the weekend just gone. They're doing minis again.
Yep.
They're going to go to reclaim the title. And at the moment, they're just putting some facelift panels on.
Cool. We have a little driving talk podcast on tour on Tuesday, don't we?
We do, actually. So as we film now on the Wednesday, we are going to the MSV Media Day.
We are indeed. A friend of ours, Will Gibson, friend of the pod.
Well, former guest.
Former guest. We're going to go along and do some media stuff with his drivers, aren't we?
A bit of legendary chat.
Yes.
Have a look around. Probably do a bit of vloggage as well.
Yeah. Speaking to a few of the Porsche Club drivers. Looking forward to 2026. There's some new young drivers, shall we say, in Boxster Cup. So I had a quick chat with Mandy, the outgoing Mandy from Porsche Club, about going along and speaking to some of their drivers. See what we can do there. We've had a lot of drivers get in contact after the Shiraz chat, so I'm very keen. We've got champion Wayne Gregory wants to come on, so good to have a chat with him. Who else? We got quite a cool guest booked in for March, haven't we? So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Are we going with a full-on pod update then? So we've got Formula One driver and BRDC member legend Mike Wilds is coming on the pod in March. We're going to we're trying to line up at the moment, getting Lionel Abbott on as well to talk about his days in RS 500s and the like,
the
Saabs, the National Saloon Car Cup in the 90s. So we've got some great guests coming up, and as the motorsport season fires into life, myself and Scott will be busy looking in on things. I mean, even talking with the Modified Ford guys, there's one of the Scottish contingent, Lloyd Jameson, was only just messaging me yesterday, and he's potentially getting Anthony Reid back out in a Ford with the Modified Fords for a round. So that'd be quite cool.
That'd be fantastic.
And Anthony Reid's driven some pretty gnarly stuff over the years, so I'm looking forward to seeing that potentially.
Anyone that can attack that Flint wall at Goodwood in the way he does it, in a race suit that looks like a pinstripe suit in pink and white, that's my vote.
It was pretty cool, wasn't it?
It was epic, absolutely epic. So it'd be kind of cool to go to that this year.
Yeah, it'd be very cool to go to that this year.
If you want to hit us up with any tickets,
let us know. And of course, we will be at Race Retro in a couple of weeks as well.
Yeah, we're going to be there on the Sunday, aren't we? We decided it was going to be the Saturday, but I did check my calendar.
Someone had a party to go to. Two parties to go to.
Yeah, not child's parties either.
Okay. All right, Jeffrey, calm down. Right, that's all for this episode of the Driving Talk podcast. Bit of a catch-up, bit of chatting pre-season testing. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share with all your friends, that sort of thing. And you know what? We'll see you at the next one.
Catch you on the other side.